you noticed that your baby has an eye that turns in? Have you been told to just watch and observe because it will straighten itself out? However, your little one is now getting to 12 months old or 2 years old, and that eye turn is still there and just as bad? Hi there, it's Neesha from My Favorite Physio. In today's video, I'm jumping in to talk about eye turns and eye squints in babies and why it's important to address it. So here at My Favorite Physio, we recently met a little boy and he is 2 years old. He has an eye squint that is affecting the way he's looking at things, and his family said that they were told to keep an eye on it, but he's now 2 years old and it's not any better and nothing really has been done about it. So I thought I would jump in and talk about why it's really important to follow up and find someone who would assess your child and start some treatment for your little one if you notice that they have an eye turn. So it's not uncommon for little ones to have an eye turn slightly when they're born or have a squint, and generally it's said that studies will show that little one's eye should straighten out around 4 to 6 months old. Now, if that doesn't happen, then your little one should be assessed by an eye specialist, because it's actually really important that baby is developing their visual pathways right from the moment they're born. And so they're looking and they're following, and over time, as you play with your child, you'll find that they're getting better with following you visually, and we need to see so that we can then interact. And vision is your strongest sense. So it's really important to promote and encourage your little one to eye follow and start to interact with you. Now, if one eye's turned in because the muscles are imbalanced, it would mean that your little one will be seeing two different pictures of the one scene. Now, what happens is that gets very confusing in the brain when your brain's trying to create pathways for vision and all your visual processing. The brain is very clever. It will then turn off the signals from one eye. So the eye that's turned in and looking in inside corner of your eye while the other eye is looking straight, the brain will say, "Oh, that's too confusing." It's going to turn off the signals and the visual input from that one eye, so your child only sees one picture from one eye. What results is your little one will lose the ability to see things in 3 dimensions. So your child will not have that depth perception. They will then only see everything on one view, on one plane, meaning it's only 2-dimensional. You'll then find that your little one will struggle when they come to trying to crawl around or walk around, because they don't know if things are a little bit too deep or not, because they can't tell if something has depth. What will then happen over time is your child will be tilting their heads to try and look through one eye because the other eye isn't focusing well. You'll find that your child will then have this head tilt, and it affects their balance and coordination when you're trying to learn to roll, to sit, to crawl, to walk. And it does impact them gross motor skills as well. So down the road, you'll find they might be delayed in their gross motor skills because they're just not really willing to explore, because it's quite scary when you don't know if you hit something with some depth. So it's really important, if you see your little one has an eye turn and they're 4 to 6 months old or already and nothing's been done, you really need to see a pediatrician. There are many things they could do to help your little one's vision. They could do eye patching, where they will patch the good eye to make the weaker eye start to exercise and work. They may do glasses for some little ones, where they might have to have glasses to correct that turn. They might use eye drops to help with getting your turned in eye or lazy eye to work better. So they might put an eye drop on the good eye so that it gets a bit blurry, so your other eye needs to start working up more. Or ultimately, some babies may end up needing some surgery to correct that eye turn. But regardless, it's really important to start early intervention, because babies already creating visual pathways right from day one. So if you've noticed your baby has an eye turn, don't ignore it. And if a doctor says to you, "Don't worry, they will grow out of it," perhaps it's important to go see someone else and get a second opinion. So speak to your family doctor, speak to your pediatrician, and if you're concerned and you would like to speak to one of our expert pediatric physiotherapists, we're more than happy to help your little one. The number to ring here at My Favorite Physio is 0297904233. And if you know somebody out there who has a little baby with an eye turn that doesn't seem to be getting any better, why don't you like and share this video with them? Until next time, have a great day. Bye.